3 months ago, I was stuck. Every single day felt like I was drowning in quicksand, working harder, getting nowhere, watching everyone else succeed while I barely survive. I'd wake up exhausted, go to bed defeated, repeat. Then I discovered something so stupidly simple that I almost ignored it. One habit, just one. And I'm not exaggerating when I say it changed everything overnight. Pause, lean in closer. If you're tired of feeling like you're running on a hamster wheel, going nowhere fast, this is for you. Look, I know what you're thinking. Another productivity hack, another miracle morning routine. I get it, I've tried them all too. The 5 a.m. club, the cold showers, the journaling, the meditation apps, the vision boards plastered on my walls. Some helped. Most didn't stick. But this was different. Because this habit doesn't require you to wake up earlier or work harder or become some superhuman version of yourself. It's not about doing more, it's about doing one thing differently. One shift in perspective that creates a domino effect in every area of your life. And here's the crazy part. You already know how to do it. You're just not doing it. Yet. So let me take you back to where this all started. You know, I've been thinking about something lately. About the difference between the life you're living and the life you know you're capable of living. That gap. That distance between who you are right now and who you see yourself becoming in those quiet moments before you fall asleep. Pause. Let it breathe. And I've discovered something profound. Something that, quite frankly, nobody wants to hear at first because it's too simple, too obvious, too uncomfortable. The one habit that changed my life overnight wasn't a habit of doing at all. It was a habit of deciding,
step forward slowly. Now stay with me here, because I know what you're thinking. Deciding?
That's it. That's the big revelation. But see, most people don't understand what a real decision is. They think they're making decisions every day. They're not. They're making wishes. They're making preferences. They're making intentions. But they're not making decisions. Let me tell you what happened to me 3 months ago. I was sitting in my car, same car I'd been sitting in for 3 years, by the way, in the parking lot of a job I'd grown to resent. And I was doing what I did every morning. I was negotiating with myself. Maybe today will be different. Maybe next month I'll start that business. Maybe when I have more money, I'll take that course. Maybe when I lose 20 pounds, I'll put myself out there. Maybe. Voice drops lower, more intimate. You know what maybe is? Maybe is a prison with invisible bars. You can't see them, but you feel them every single day. Maybe keeps you comfortable. Maybe keeps you safe. Maybe keeps you stuck. And that morning, sitting in that car, something broke inside me. Not in a bad way, in a necessary way. Like when you finally break a bone that healed wrong so it can heal right. I looked at myself in the rearview mirror, really looked, and I asked myself a question that I want you to ask yourself right now. Pause, make eye contact. How long are you going to let fear make your decisions for you? Because that's what we do, isn't it? We pretend we're being rational. We pretend we're being cautious. We pretend we're waiting for the right time. But underneath all that pretending, all that maybeing, all that somedaying, it's just fear. Fear dressed up in procrastination's clothing. Fear wearing the mask of perfectionism. Fear hiding behind the excuse of not being ready. Step back, voice strengthening. So here's what I did, and here's what changed everything. I made a decision, a real one, the kind that burns the boats. The kind that closes the door behind you so you can't retreat when things get hard, and they will get hard. I decided that I was going to act as if I was already the person I wanted to become. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when I felt ready, right then. In that moment, in that parking lot, voice rises with conviction. Because here's what I finally understood. You don't become disciplined and then start waking up at 5 a.m. You start waking up at 5 a.m. and discipline becomes who you are. You don't become confident and then start your business. You start your business and confidence becomes your identity. You don't wait until you feel like a leader to make tough decisions. You make tough decisions and leadership becomes your character. Pause, let it sink in. The habit that changed my life overnight was this. I stopped waiting to feel different before acting different. I started acting different. And the feelings followed. Every single time, listen to me carefully, The person you want to become isn't waiting for you in some distant future. That person is waiting for you to decide, truly decide, to become them today, right now. This moment, softer, more reflective. You see, we've been taught this lie, this comfortable, seductive lie that says transfo. Our mission is a gradual process, that change takes time, that you need to ease into it. Baby step your way into a new life.
And yes, building a skill takes time. Building a business takes time. Building wealth takes time.
But deciding who you're going to be, that takes a single moment. I decided in that parking lot that I was done being the person who waited. Done being the person who played small. Done being the person who had potential but no results. And the strangest thing happened. The world started responding to that decision immediately. Not because the world changed, but because I changed. When you truly decide, when you commit at a level that scares you, you start showing up differently. You walk differently. You talk differently. You make eye contact differently. You handle rejection differently. Voice building with intensity. You stop asking for permission and start asking for forgiveness. You stop waiting for the path to be clear and start clearing the path. You stop looking for signs and start being the sign. And people notice. Opportunities notice. The universe, whatever you want to call it, notices. Pause, step forward. Now, I'm not going to stand here and tell you it was easy. I'm not going to tell you I didn't doubt myself. I'm not going to tell you there weren't days when I wanted to crawl back into the comfortable prison of maybe. But here's the difference. Before that decision, when doubt showed up, I would retreat. I would negotiate. I would give myself permission to quit. After that decision, when doubt showed up, I acknowledged it and moved forward anyway. Because I wasn't operating on feelings anymore. I was operating on commitment. Voice steady, grow undead. And that's the shift. That's the overnight change I'm talking about. It's not that your circumstances change overnight, it's that your relationship with your circumstances changes overnight. The job didn't get better. I got better at using it as a stepping stone instead of treating it as a prison. The fear didn't disappear. I got better at moving forward despite it. The obstacles didn't vanish. I got better at seeing them as necessary resistance instead of reasons to quit. Look directly at audience. So let me ask you something. And I want you to be honest with yourself. What decision have you been avoiding? What action have you been postponing until you feel ready? What version of yourself have you been negotiating with instead of becoming? Because I promise you this, the gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't crossed by more information. It's not crossed by more time. It's not crossed by more resources. It's crossed by a decision. One decision. Made fully. Made finally. Made with the kind of commitment that doesn't have a backup plan. Softer, almost whispered. You already know what that decision is, don't you? You've known for a while now. It keeps you up at night. It whispers to you in quiet moments. It shows up in your daydreams and your regrets. That decision is waiting for you. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when you're ready. Now. Final pause. Voice calm but commanding. Because the truth is, the person you're meant to become is tired of waiting. They've been patient. They've been kind. They've given you time. But time's up. It's time to decide. Really decide. And when you do, not if, but when, everything changes overnight. Not because the world changes, but because you finally become who you've always been capable of being. Step back into shadow. Lights fade. The decision is yours. It always has been.